set up, or I am all set up. People are still rolling in and whatnot. My group, I decided to sign up for the intermediate group only because of the VIR experience that I've got. So we'll see how that goes. I just don't want to go into the beginner or novice group because I feel like that'll be too much traffic for me to get by, and I'm not claiming to be the best driver, but some I'm much faster at driving around the course than others. So anyway, yep, just sitting here waiting. We got our mandatory meeting here in about 10 minutes, and then got a 40-minute window until our first session. I just went over the car. A few of the lugs were loose, which is odd, so that's all covered there. And then I do remember last time I got afraid of the coolant being low because the coolant temp was getting so high. But lo and behold, I just never paid attention to the coolant temp before, and it was the gauge that was tripping me out on the inside of the car. So anything like above 212, the temperature gauge skyrockets. So now that I've got the number on the access port, or the gauge on the access port reading that, I should be good. But yeah, so the next time, or the next clip, will be inside the car and going for my first couple laps around Carolina Motorsports Park. New track, as I said, so we'll see how this goes. session 1 ended a little bit ago, intermediate. So I think I fared pretty well. I had to give I gave 2-point buys. The first one was kind of funny because, although not to shame the guy, but he spun out. He was on cold tires and took a corner too fast, or exited the corner and stomped on the throttle too fast and spun out. But overall, my car did pretty dang good. I'll say I feel like I did a pretty good job for the first time being on this course, on this track. But yeah, we'll see what the second one is. So it's kind of weird. I've been to NC Car and drove by myself before, but that wasn't nearly as technical as this track is, with gear shifting and braking points and all that. So the first couple of laps are kind of, spotty, but towards the end of the first session, I started to get to grasp where my braking points were and what gears I needed to be in to get ready for the turns and whatnot, and what the max gear is for the turn that I'm exiting. So I just tightened all the lugs, checked all the fluids. Now the car is just kind of cooling down, waiting for the next session here in a couple minutes. Alright, y'all, so I just got done with session number 2, and by far my best session, I think, at any track. Not that it's a measure of anything, but I got nothing but point buys, and then there was a long period of time, I'd have to go back to review the video, but a good 5 minutes or so of just straight no traffic whatsoever, and then I eventually caught a pack of people and they let me pass pretty quickly. But scarier part, the car is definitely due for an oil change, I think, but I don't think I've ever ran the car as hard as I did, and I say that because the oil temperature actually got to 245 degrees, and coolant was fine. Coolant only got to 225, so we were good there. But even crazier is when I got back to the spot here, which if you can call that the pits, whatever, but the grass area, I just looked over the car because there was a bunch of crackling and whatnot. Immediately raised the hood because of the fluid temps, but then I looked at my rear brakes, and my rear brakes were smoking. I've definitely never braked as hard as I have, and I finally got my, like I said in the first one, I was learning all the, gear shifts and what gears I need to be in for turns individually and the braking points and all that, and I finally figured that out. So yeah, I was hitting the brakes hard. I do also now need to upgrade to some actual racing brake fluid, which I do have at the house, but the brakes are still working. It's just they are very spongy at the top of the pedal, because I'm assuming the brake fluid is just getting hot. But on to the next round, and it'll be the last one, and then recap. That's all she wrote for this one. So just finished the third. It went smooth, I'd say. I ran into a little bit of traffic, but overall not a big deal. And the usual casualty right there, the front bumper, need to replace that. And funny accomplishment, I have finally lost all wheel center caps. Pretty wild. I had 2 of them coming in because I lost two others at the last VIR event. But yeah, this is it. So hopefully you like the videos of the fastest laps, and that's all I have for this one.